He's on the brakes. That's not fair. It's not right.
It's not right?
It's not right. But it's okay. In the words of Whitney Houston, our screen's gone black. So, unfortunately...
You're not supposed to mention that. You're not supposed to, when our screen goes, you're just supposed to look out onto
That's
the
why I
the
was
course.
saying it's not right. It's okay.
Yeah, congrats to Mohammed Shahab, UAE, getting that score, 248, I do believe. Here we have a number 22 car. This is Giorgi Kodua from Georgia. Giorgio from Georgia.
Giorgi from Kodua from Georgia. Yeah, absolutely. His brother actually drives in Drift Masters, so...
Wow, and that is thunderous. You hear, I mean, that is potentially the loudest drifting car that we've heard tonight.
I would say Shimano still takes the ticket on that one. Giorgi has won the car park drift in Georgia 2 times, so he is used to this sort of short course. Oh, wow. So close.
Really came close to that. So close that he hit it.
Again, this is another driver that is renting a car for this event. It is a 180, obviously, 2JZ, 600 brake horsepower, sequential. It's not a sequential, actually. It's a 5-speed, which is what we were talking about, the fact that he is normally driving a sequential. And he's gone back to a 5-speed, which might not mean anything to you, but actually that's a very difficult transition to make. Sequential, obviously, you're pulling up to go up the gears and pushing the back to go down the gears. So when you're doing a lot of technical things, you're not trying to figure out where to put the car into gear, which can be a lot when there's lots going on. So to go back from sequential to a 5-speed, it's hard. It's hard going.
I would imagine
I would be pretty rubbish at it.
It's probably like trying to fly a different kind of plane. It's like, I know how this works, but getting it to work is different from what I'm used to.
It's just not as simple as when you have a sequential. You're pulling a sequential or you're pushing a sequential. Like I find it personally easier than a 5-speed.
Well, Giorgi is getting through the turbo pretty well. I think his second half of this is going to be solid, but he definitely had some things that could use some work in the beginning. We'll see how it goes here in this park. If he can just land it in there. Wow. That was actually really nice. That looked cool. And that's, to me, if it looks cool, I mean, it's worth the points.
100%. That was not a bad effort there from the Georgian driver. As I say, all hats off to them when you're in a rented car. So as he came out the box, lovely through this figure of 8. I always want to know what gear they're in. If I had my head out the window, I would have probably been able to tell, but I missed that.
It would have to be a very low gear, right? Either 1 or 2, is it?
No, like you're always going to come out first and go into second. With second or third, it depends on what ratios you've got in. As like I said, it's a delicate act because if you have second can be too short and third can be too long. Do you understand what I mean?
No, but I'm pretending to. And he hit the figure 8
Well, if you're in second and you can hear that the cars are absolutely revving right at the top of the rev limiter there, if you click up into third gear, that means you get slightly longer gear ratios, which means it picks up your wheel speed even faster. But that means you also need to be keeping the car on boost if you've got a boosted car like a 2JZ, like what this man has here. You're just doing a lot more. I know.
This man has here.
Giorgi. Yeah. You're going to have to keep the car up on the revs in order to keep the boost up. If you're in third, you're doing a lot more pedal work. But then if you're in second and the ratios are too short, the car is going to be absolutely revving it.
And you're not getting enough.
Up to the top of the rev limiter there. Stop myself before I said what I was going to say. I bet people probably know what I was going to say.
No idea. I literally have no idea what you're talking about. As you will see later on when you scroll through the comments.
I know. I'm worried about scrolling. Guys, be kind to me,
I can't wait for it.
Giorgi
Kodua from Georgia, 209 points, solid.
I was going to say revving the cojones off it.
I don't know what that even means.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I'm